Howdy, did you do, everybody? It's Monday morning. Welcome to Motivated Entrepreneurs. So what we do on Mondays is we talk about my past week and my future week, what I want to achieve. Firstly, what I want to do is just spend a little second and tell you about something I've been thinking about recently. So I've been thinking, as I fold my arms, because I feel uncomfortable, because I literally, do you know what? Your subconscious reactions, your body movements can tell you if you're aware with them, if you're aware to them, how you feel. And me folding my arms, it's just like, I'm closing my body off. I'm making myself smaller because I feel a bit intimidated because I'm being truthful and honest. So I've been thinking a lot, and it's actually on the way back home from Blackpool tonight. So I've just come back home from Blackpool. We've had a weekend away. It's been amazing with the kids and stuff. It's been absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love the place. The wife, on the other hand, she's not too keen, but we've had a really good time, and everyone was asleep in the car. And I just got thinking, and I was like, oh my God, do you know what? My kids, they will see the monetary success. They will see the family success. They will see the podcast and think, oh my God, my dad's got it all together. My dad never has a bad day. My dad is always motivated. And I got thinking, well, wait a second. Is this podcast going to be a good thing or a bad thing then for my kids? Because I know when I was growing up that my dad's success in the caravan industry, it was. I was very proud of him when I was a kid, when I was 16, going into the industry. But I was always known as Rob's son. I was never known as Dean. I was always known as Rob's son. Rob's son's over there. Oh, you must be good at this because your dad's good. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not my dad. And I felt tremendous pressure. And so what I don't want is my kids, because nobody sees behind the hood. Nobody sees under the hood. You only see what's happened. You only see the results. And I don't want my kids, so this is really an episode for my kids. I don't want you guys to think that everything's been easy, because it hasn't. There's no way it's been, there's nothing in life easy. And so I don't want you to think, oh yeah, he does all these motivational podcasts and his business has done well, and touch wood, it has. But I don't want you to put me on a pedestal or anything and think, do you know what, I can't climb that high, because that's ridiculous. Because you know what, success is all about happiness. Success is having people around you, surrounding you that care about you. And so I just wanted to take a minute and just say to everybody, not just my kids as well, that I have days, don't get me wrong, I do think that I'm more happy than most people. My default position is happy. I'm quite happy. I'm quite motivated. But I probably don't talk about this enough. And I know I've done it in the past, but I probably don't talk about it enough. There's days where I just can't be asked. There's days where I get mad. There's days where everything Claire does pisses me off. There's days where, look at me, I'm getting into it now. I'm rolling. There's days where everything the kids do absolutely pisses me off. And then there's, for all the parents out there, when I try not to shout at my kids, but then when I shout at them, I genuinely feel guilty, and I beat myself up about it. And so there's nothing perfect. Nobody's perfect. Every person you see out there, there'll be a side of them that they don't want you to see. I can absolutely promise that. Nobody out there has the perfect life, has the perfect relationship, has the perfect kids. I mean, Claire was saying on the way home, she goes, why don't ex-kids behave like this, whoever they are? I was like, Claire, we only have a very, very small sample size. There's no way that we can say that kid does not behave badly. Of course I do. The kids, on the whole, our kids are very, very good. But yeah, sometimes they piss us off. Of course I do. Sometimes I piss Claire off. Sometimes Claire pisses me off. And the problem is we only see you, me, everybody out there listening to this, we only see a very, very small sliver of everybody else's life. And the problem, what we do is we all put a face on, we all put a mask on when we go out in public. It's not the real us. And so the problem is that we always compare the real us to the fake them. And it's not like that. When the kids listen and they're behaving perfectly in a restaurant and stuff, yes, we see that, but it doesn't happen all the time. That is just a small sliver of their life. It's a small sample size. And so what we've got to realize is that everybody has these issues, problems, unhappiness, depressions at times. We're all the same. Nobody's different. Some people just hide it better than others. That's top and bottom of it. And so I don't want anybody out there to, because if you notice my Facebook and my I've got an Instagram, my LinkedIn, I don't put anything about my pet. I've never ever put a picture on Facebook or anything about my house or anything or anything we're doing, because I don't want me to be the catalyst of somebody else feeling bad, because it's a lot of people out there. Obviously, we post the best version of ourselves, and I don't want to play that game. Although I do want to keep my friends and family updated into what we're doing and stuff like that. I get that point, and I get that edge. But then also, if I post about my wins all the time and just the good stuff that happens in my life, then it will have a detrimental impact on other people. And so I'm not saying I'll never do it, but at the minute, I haven't been doing it. So the message is to everybody, listen, we all have days when we don't feel very motivated. We all have days when we feel shit, absolutely hate ourselves. We all have days when we don't like our partner. We hate our partner, in fact. I don't, Claire, just so you know, I don't. We all have days when our kids drive us mad. And that's normal. That's okay. So I wanted to get it out there. And just so ultimately my kids don't think that everything in my life is rosy. It's just, I mean, one big slide upwards, the upward trajectory. I don't want everybody to think that. It's not the case. It literally has ups and downs all the time. But what we've got to do, how we do this, how we keep ourselves grounded, is focus on what matters. Today, when we came in, we watched Home Alone, and Kai cuddled up to me, Zach was cuddling up to Claire, and I was like, because at work I've got some big decisions, really big decisions to make, and I don't know what to do, and it's driving me mad, if I'm honest. It really is driving me mad, because I know that, what do they call it, an inflection point or something, when I don't know what to do. It literally is driving me mad. I can't tell you too much about it, because I'll tell you when it obviously is sorted out. And I just sat there cuddling Kai, and I just thought, everything else doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. I'm sat here right now with my family, and we're literally watching Home Alone. It was an amazing, amazing time. I was just so present. And so I always say, never, ever let something alter your frame of mind or your mindset if in a year's time you will forget about it. So if this doesn't matter to you, if whatever's carrying in your life that's upsetting you, if in a year's time that it'll be a small bump in the road to you, if you won't even remember it, then don't let it affect your mindset. Don't let it pollute you. It's not worth it. It can't do. If it is going to upset you still in a year's time, when you think about it, or it has ramifications in a year's time, absolutely be as fucking pissed off as you want. Of course you can be. But most things that we get upset about, most things we worry about, most things that we flap about, in a year's time, they will not even be on our radar. So therefore, they are the things that we can just forget about. A lot of things I don't even worry about, because it doesn't matter. Whether it be a parking fine, whether it be, whatever it is in life, most things will not matter to you in a year's time. And if that's the case, don't worry about them. Don't even think about them, because it's not bloody worth it. It really isn't. And so that's my message to you. Only worry about things, only panic about things or whatever. And if something's going to bother you in a year's time, if it's not, don't, just forget it. Right. Okay. So let's get on to this week then. By the way, I don't want everyone to think that I'm not happy, because I'm extremely happy. But on the way back, I was just thinking from Blackpool, I was thinking, oh my God, what happens if my kids think that everything's been rosy? Because I can promise you, even now with lockdown, not lockdown, there's no lockdown right now. If you're listening to this in the future, there's no lockdown right now, but all of a sudden masks have been put back, and unvaccinated people are not allowed to do this, that, and the other, and it's massively worrying. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, holy shit. By the way, unvaccinated people in other countries. And so I'm thinking, holy shit, what happens if we get locked down here? What happens if it's not as busy as it was before during lockdown? What happens if we continue to lose customers through lockdown? How will that impact the business? It is worrying. Everything's worrying. Of course it is. So please, 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 excuse me, don't think that just because you see everyone else's life on social media, and you see them in a very, very small sample size, that everything else is going absolutely perfect for that person, because I promise you it won't be. There is dark sides of their life, our lives, not necessarily dark side, but just different sides that you don't see. Normal sides. And so I don't want anyone to think out there that life is simple for anybody, and especially my kids. I don't want my kids to grow up looking at me thinking, oh my God, how can I ever have that mindset? How can I ever achieve what he's achieved? Because I promise you, my kids, I know for 1,000,000% are smarter than me in every single way. The more intelligent, emotional intelligence, and more forward thinking, miles more than I was at that age. I cannot wait to see what they achieve. And do you know what? The biggest thing I want them to achieve is happiness, contentment. Anyway, you get it. Anyway, so hopefully I got that point across. If my kids listen to this, and I don't want you guys to think that I've got all this shit figured out, because nobody does. Nobody has it all figured out. Some people pretend better than others. That is it. Okay, so last week, how did I do? I had a really, really good week. A really, really good week. But again, it won't, if I go through what I wanted to achieve, then it probably won't feel like that. My most important thing was go to the gym 4 times. Yes, hit that. Run 20K. Yes, 20K over. Hit 20-something K. Yes, absolutely. 20-something, probably 21, 22. But all I know, it was definitely over 20K. Met Mark for the gates. Yes, met 2 people for the gate. So I'm waiting for the stuff to come back. New site in, can't say. Yes, sorted out the heads of terms. So that's good. Go through cash flows. Went through the cash flows, some issues somewhere. So I need to have a meeting with the accountant tomorrow. Meeting, sort out signs. Yes, I had 3 meetings last week for the signs. Still haven't sorted them out because obviously it's a process. Sort out South Shields design. I've been on at that, and again, it's something that's going to have to be followed on this week. Emails. No, to be fair, I haven't done any emails. Podcasts. I did a few, not many, but I want to make sure that I want to get to the end of January and do all end of January's podcast. But so we'll see. Go through Scotland information. No. LinkedIn. No. Mastermind. No. KPI training. No. The biggest things for me this next week, and I realize how long I've been going here, 12 minutes already. I need to complete a 1-page document for an investor. An investor wants a 1-page document for me. That is going to take some doing. I've got a meeting with the accountant tomorrow about this, and it's probably going to take a full week backwards and forwards to do this. But when it's done, it'll be perfect. Whether I decide to go down that route or not, it's going to be there for me. Go through all lists and towns on my spreadsheet for self-storage and send them to somebody that I can't mention who on the podcast, just in case somebody can put 2 and 2 together and know who that we are finding amazing locations from. So yeah. And so I want to continue all the jobs that I was just ran through, but I didn't do last week. And also these 2 new jobs here, complete 1-page document. If I just get that done, I'll be over the moon. And go through all towns and send a list. Basically, when I go through all towns, every town in the UK, that's a massive job. If I get that through, if I do that next week, it'll be amazing. Go through every single town in the UK and have a look at every single storage in that town, and then make a list of all the towns that I'm interested in. I mean, it's probably going to take, I would say probably a month, but I'm going to start that list tomorrow and see how we go. And I want to go gym 4 times, and I want to run over 20K as well. That's probably my most important thing, and continue being a good dad and being there with my kids. All right, guys, girls, have a wonderful week. And please, whatever, don't get tricked into thinking everyone's life is perfect. We've all got stresses. We've all got strains. We've all got problems, issues, etc. So please don't think that just because you see a small sample size of somebody else's life, have got it all together, because I promise you they don't. All right, see you soon. Love you. Appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.